Hi everyone, this is Jobenblue, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Funko Pop Animation Yu-Gi-Oh! Toy Temple Limited Edition exclusive number 886, otherwise known as Yami Marik. It's the top of the box. Here's this side of the box. More of those hieroglyphics that you saw on the god figures. So I assume that's just what you can see on this and probably Pegasus and some of the other future releases. Here's the other side. There's more of that pretty artwork. And then the back of the box. Then here is the bottom of the box. And here is the UPC. Honestly, I didn't know that this figure was even coming out. I was scrolling through Facebook one day, and then I saw an ad from Toy Temple that was talking about Yami Marik, and then I was like, what? I haven't heard anything about this. Is this, like, what's going on here? But apparently Toy Temple is going to be the sole provider of this. Here's this bottom code, whatever that is. But yeah, if it wasn't for the Facebook ad, I would have had no idea that this was a thing. And then if I missed it, I would have been so freaking angry. One of the first things that popped out to me is that this right here is a completely separate piece from this main part of the head. So it's got this like weird shiny gloss to it. It's not the camera. That's like literally what it looks like in person. It's just got like it's so shiny because it is pretty obviously a separate piece. You can kind of see the seam line running through there. I wish they had just shot it with like dull coat or something. So if you were going to get it, that's what I would recommend doing. With the Yu-Gi Pop, I criticized that the hair was not perfect, and since that one was a common, I didn't care as much. But because of how hard it is to get this one, I mean, I know it's not SDCC, but it's pretty high up there. So I think that I really wish that these lines were closer to the actual seam lines. Funko is doing great with their sculpts, but they really have got to figure out that paint game, because it's pretty weak right now. Lots of detail back here on the hair. Nice gold earrings sculpted in. Is that a scuff mark? I've barely done anything with this one, so if there's scuff marks on here, those are mainly just out of package, which is really unfortunate. I think those are separate pieces. Yeah, because you can see that right there, that shimmer. That's from the glue. Same way over here. I don't know, I wish the paints were better on these. It's kind of unfortunate. For the Millennium Rod, I believe it is. Looks decent. I think that is a little bit more of that gold, just slightly coming off. I don't know if they hand painted it or what. I mean, from a distance, the figure looks great. Don't get me wrong, but it's just whenever you look up close, it's when it starts to lose all that quality. Here are those fantastic eyes I was talking about. Just the way that this purple shows up. Man, you see it like that's pretty much what it looks like in real life. It is just off the charts, amazing. Just everything about it. I love this purple. Purple is the color of royalty, and this one just looks so fantastic. Glossy eyeshadow marks. I kind of wish the tongue was sticking out, you know, like how his famous poses are. See, his arms are separate pieces. I'm not sure what the actual base is. I want to say it's, I don't know. I want to say it's gold, and then they painted this on top of it, but I find that highly unlikely. Yeah, like, especially right there. I don't want to scratch this or anything, but you can see there's a little paint scratch right there. Again, huge nitpicks, stuff like that. Just whenever you put this under a magnifying glass. Like, they missed right there. That spot. And this one was one I said was one of the better ones. So I never looked at it under this light, and you're never going to look at it this up close. Honestly, it'd almost be recommended not to. Got his dual disc. That's something that I find really weird, honestly. Like, Yugi doesn't have a dual disc. Pegasus doesn't have a dual disc, but that one I can excuse because they're going for like a scene-specific pose. And Joey doesn't have a dual disc, except they all have their cards. So it's just like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird that nobody has their dual disc except for Marik. Belt. Is that a gold scuff? I mean, seriously, I know that the paints get a little bit nitpicky, but do you see any of those paint mistakes from this far away? Answer is no, not really. So just keep that in mind whenever you're looking at this under a magnifying glass. Got those nice cards in there. We saw an up-close look at those with the Yami Yugi, who you'll see in a second. Kind of looks like a, I don't know, I don't want to say it's an ice cream sandwich, but something like that. Maybe just like a piece of fudge. See the glue where the hand was in, maybe? Or are those stickers? I can't really tell. But again, you're not going to be this close under a microscope. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to justify what I paid for it. It's nice how it's got all these little pocket marks. And then you can see all those like little seams and wrinkles and stuff like that. It's really cool. Got those cargo pants. Little butt pockets. Honestly, I can't tell what's going on with the boot just because it's so shiny. Yeah, copyright SD/S T.K. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe those were the people that actually designed it. Maybe that's how they identify who made what. Okay, I'm going to guess that it says Funko LLC 2020 www.funko.com made in Vietnam. Like, I don't know what's going on there. I think that they actually dipped the shoes in some sort of material, and they probably sculpted the pants out of the pants are probably the base plastic, and then what I'm going to guess that they did is that they dipped the feet in there, but whenever they dipped the feet in there, it made it harder to see all this because there's a layer of paint on it. And does it swivel? Oh, geez. I bet they actually, they probably went into ZBrush and tried to make sure that they could. Maybe? It's so close. Yeah, that is like, you see that? I don't think you can see through it, but it's just like barely grazing it. So he can go 360 degrees, no problem. So I think that's pretty much all we can see of the figure for now. Let's go ahead and go to some size comparisons. Okay, so one problem I've actually run into is that it is a little bit top heavy, and of course there are no peg holes down here. So if you're like trying to stand him straight forward, he has a tendency to fall over. But if you like put him at an angle, he does a little bit better. But I think you're actually supposed to be on this side. I don't know. He's still super top heavy, and Funko is still being stupid by not putting peg holes on all of their figures. He's about 3.5 to the top of his face, and he's about 5 3/4 to the top of his hair. Here it is next to Yugi, and one of the things that you can notice is that Yugi is actually a little bit shorter. He's also got his foot kicked out, so that might have something to do with it, but it's something to note. And then here he is next to Blue Eyes White Dragon, who will be next week's review. The Winged Dragon of Ra is not even announced as of the time of this video for the Funko Pop series, but here it is next to Slifer as well as Obelisk. Here it is next to the Revo DSOD Yugi as well as the Revo DSOD Kaiba. Figma Playmaker as well as DM Thought. And lastly, here it is next to Eikoku as well as the Nendoroid Yami Yugi. We know that there is a Kotobukiya Artifacts 1/7 scale. So that's cool, except I don't collect 1/7 because they're probably like 10 inches tall. We found out last week that there are those little master and monster things out there. That Marik was the good Marik appearance, or like whenever he was under the disguise of being good. As far as I know, Figma does not have any plans to make this. I am not going to make this anytime soon. Despite all of its paint mistakes, I did go ahead and put this one as the winner of the Funko Pop category of 2020. I think it looks fantastic. Like from a distance, there isn't really a lot that points out to you. Like one of the things that I know for sure is that there is like that little chip right there, and it's really hard to notice from this far away. They did like 90% of the painting right. It's that extra 10% that's always so hard to really capture. I don't like that I had to buy this through Toy Temple and that I had no idea that it was going to be a Toy Temple exclusive. I wish that they would like start putting something on the packages, being like, look out for this exclusive. It's a Marik Toy Temple exclusive or something like that. Because like if I had missed that window, I'd have been so mad. But luckily, it's still pretty cheap. As I said, next week will be the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then the Red Eyes Black Dragon, and then whatever else I can find. So I think that about does it for this video. This has been Jobenblue. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.